Hey everybody, I'm Kendall.
And I'm Mika.
And we're Backcountry Gearheads.
Welcome to our Gearhead field test of the Backcountry Highliner Fleece.
We just did a week-long backpacking trip in Patagonia and really put this fleece through its paces.
85 miles of paces to be exact.
That's right.
I'm wearing the women's hooded version, Kendall's wearing the men's, and we're gonna show you how this thing held up.
If you guys want to learn more about Torres Paine National Park, you can check out our Gearhead Adventure short film over here.
And if you want to skip around this video, we have timestamps below.
Let's get into it. Okay, Mika, so what is the Highliner fleece all about?
So it's all about having a lightweight fleece for your shoulder season days, as well as your winter skinning uphill days, or your early morning summer runs.
Right on. So what season would you say the Highliner collection is for?
All of them.
Would you wear this one in a casual setting?
Oh yeah, I wear it to the office daily.
Yeah, I like the quarter zip for casual as well.
Ooh, yeah, that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Comes in lots of colors too, goes with any outfit. You mentioned you were wearing a shell over it. What were your other layering configurations with this thing?
Good question. I spent a lot of time on our backpacking trip with just like some kind of tech tee and then this over the top when the weather was mild. That gives me just a ton of airflow up and down, but lets me like just stay a little bit warmer when we maybe when we're stopping, checking out the view. I don't have that instant cold feeling, you know, as if I were just wearing a t-shirt.
Absolutely. Yeah, there were days where I had nothing underneath it, and then there were days where I definitely put like a t-shirt under or something over.
On the other side of that coin, we had a few periodic moments, especially like at the higher elevation days, where I was kind of more so putting on everything that I had to stay warm. And so it was more like maybe my tech tee, this, then a puffy, then a rain shell. And it gives you a little bit more. And I feel like it helps too, like with a puffy, like directly on your skin, like on with like a t-shirt. I just feel like you lose a lot of that heat, like especially through the sleeves. Whereas when you have just even a lightweight fleece like this, it really just helps hold everything in it and it feels cozy.
One of the greatest things about it is I feel like usually when I think fleece, I think of something that has a hard fit under jacket or, you know, isn't very breathable. And this is the exact opposite of that. You would never put this in the same category.
Yeah, it really totally just moves with you, super stretchy. Feels like you're not wearing it. That's the best part, you just forget about it.
I love it.
So were you mostly hiking in this or did you wear it at camp?
I wore it a ton at camp. I also wore it to sleep, honestly. We had some pretty cool nights, like in the mid 30s, sometimes lower. And, you know, in my sleeping bag with this on, I was happy. And then, you know, there's other times where like I wear it to the office because they blast the AC and I'm perfectly comfortable. And I would give those temperatures around like a 25.
Did you spend much time wearing the hood? Did you by chance wear it with a helmet at all?
Oh yeah, so before we actually went to Patagonia, I spent a couple days skiing and I used the hood when I was skiing. It was great. The fit is perfect, it stays on, it doesn't move, and it was easy to fit under a helmet, unlike most like beanies or balaclavas. So I love that aspect of it. And when we were hiking, I wore the hood a lot. It was very, very windy there, and it was one of the pieces that helped like my hat stay on and my ears stay warm. So I really appreciated the hood design, but I think the quarter zip is also good in a lot of situations where you might not want a hood.
Yeah, especially in maybe something more casual, but yeah, for us, the hood was great.
Yeah, we both loved this design.
What about the cuffs? We have these cool thumb loops on them. Did you dig that design?
Oh, I loved it. You know, on the trail a lot, you have to give motivation to your friends and family around you. And it's nice to have this thumb loop design, because when you give a thumbs up, the sleeve stays right with you. All right, Kendall, so I know you tend to just throw things around and your pack is sometimes a questionable disaster, but did you know that this thing fits into its own pocket?
Oh, I feel like I did hear that, but I haven't actually done it yet.
What about we race?
A little pack race?
Absolutely.
Right.
Wait, show the team.
Right on the back side of the
there.
collar.
Just
It's right here. You can see it right here.
You can see it. Do you see that? Okay.
Okay, so set yours up just like mine, and it'll be fair. Done.
Done. No,
yours is way more
come
packed.
on. Kendall's a sore loser, but I'll get into the details here. One nice thing when it fits into itself is you get a little loop here. If I can get it apart. And this guy you can attach to any part of your pack. So say you don't want to put it and stuff it into your pack, you can just leave it on the outside, right there.
Yeah, I always have carabiners on me, so I like this feature. All right,
Absolutely.
What do you think? Is it worth the pack space?
So, you know, I'm not usually a person that puts things into their own respective areas. I do tend to stuff, especially in a backpacking situation, because I know it's going to come in and out all the time. However, one thing I did like was because I could stuff it into its own and loop it to the outside of my pack, I did use it. I didn't stuff it into its own pocket when I put it on the inside of my pack, but on the outside, absolutely.
Yeah, I think for my scenario, I would probably not use the pocket for backpacking just because I'm probably going to put it in a stuff sack, like you said. But I think for day hiking, I would totally put it into its own pocket, even for going inside the pack. You know, when you just have like a few items, it's nice to keep things a little bit more separated.
Yeah, you feel more like cool and organized on a day hike. You think you're like the better version of yourself.
Yeah, you're not
you're
just
not
wallowing
feral.
away in the miles. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
that's a scenario where I would use it. It's on a day hike.
Love it.
So between slinging your pack on, navigating trail obstacles, backpacking is a very dynamic activity.
Oh, yeah.
Do you feel like this fleece really moved with you?
Absolutely. It was like super easy to take things on and off. It was super easy to use as a layer with layers over and under. And also with like putting my backpack on, as you said, and whatnot. It didn't snag on things as I was walking. I had a great time with it. All right, Kendall. So the real question is, you did a week of through hiking with this, no washer or dryer available. How did this thing hold up?
Held up really well. The material is shockingly thin when you first feel it, and it's kind of like, ooh, I'm a little worried. But I mean, I wore this as my outermost layer a good amount, and my backpack went off, I don't know, 1,000,000 times, roughly. And yeah, no real signs of wear. Like, it's not even like pilling where the straps were, which is kind of amazing actually. Durability, super impressed overall. Especially for, that hiking backpacking scenario that we talked about.
I will say when I first got it, it was shedding a little bit before I had washed it, but after the first wash, good to go. And I've worn this thing so many times before we went and after. And durability-wise, it looks brand new.
Yeah, I forgot that it did shed at first, which is a true testament. Like, it really just needs one wash and then it stops.
Yeah,
So it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay, it's time to get nerdy. What's the actual fabric that this thing uses?
So it's a PrimaLoft Air Perm, which is one of PrimaLoft's lightest fabrics, but it's also super breathable. And that's one of the things that they're known for. And we're really happy to be pairing with.
Yeah, I've come across a lot of other PrimaLoft like synthetic insulations, and this is definitely its own unique thing. Like, it's nothing like your like baffled synthetic jacket, like totally different from that PrimaLoft. Definitely like its own unique feel.
You mentioned PrimaLoft and jackets and such, and this thing also can be just as warm, especially when you layer with a wind shell over it. It is keeping your warmth right in there with you. However, when I have it like on without anything under it and it's my topmost layer, definitely lets a good breeze through for breathability.
Yeah, I think that's an important thing to understand is it's like, it's not intended to be your outermost layer in like active weather.
Correct. If you're just, hiking in the woods, there's no wind, nothing like rain or such like that, totally fine on its own and keeps you quite warm.
Exactly. How would you describe the overall fabric weight of the fleece?
It's very fluffy, very soft. I know that's not a great technical term, but like your favorite stuffed animal, similar.
Yeah, I'd say that's accurate. How did this thing do in the wet? Does it dry out quickly?
It dries out very quickly, but it also gets wet very quickly.
Yeah.
Cannot stand on its own in terms of wet weather, but at least it does dry out fast.
Yeah, in terms of the drying out, I would almost think of it like a synthetic base layer. It's like it's not going to give you a lot of water resistance, but if you can get it in a dry environment, it's going to dry out super quickly.
Speaking of drying out super quickly, you're not going to get any like sweat sitting in it. My back was never like sopping wet. When your pack is like sitting there for a while and you're sweating, I didn't feel like the fleece held any of my sweat, which was great.
Yeah, it does a good job of just like sitting away from your skin too, and like it doesn't really give you that clammy feel.
Yeah.
It's nice and airy.
Yeah, we're pretty big fans.
All right, Mika, what is the Highliner fleece doing for the environment?
So it's made from 100% recycled polyester pile fleece, meaning it's limiting its impact on our natural world as much as possible so that we can continue to enjoy it.
Totally reused. Can't beat that, right?
Never.
Okay, imagine this.
Tell me.
You get the keys to the Backcountry product design room, and they tell you that you can change anything you want for the 2026 Highliner fleece. What are your updates?
The pocket feels a little bit weird on the skin when you wear the Highliner without anything else under it. So I'd love the change of location on that.
The stowaway pocket is what you're talking about?
Yeah, the stowaway pocket. I think it could move maybe to the side or something of the sort. I'm not sure.
I know what you mean.
I'm not really a designer, and that's what they tell me, but that's okay. And the other thing that I'd love to see is more iterations of this. Backcountry, we have a ton of lines of clothing that has a lot of different iterations, styles, ways to wear something and use something. It can be used in multiple aspects, but there's also different cuts. And that's something I really enjoy, and I'd love to see more of this.
Yeah, that's a good call out, and that made me think too. I would love to see maybe like a Highliner Pro that has a little bit more of a ski-specific design.
Ooh, yeah.
Some things I would be looking for is like maybe I would like a slightly heavier fabric weight for the winter time, and then I would love actually a over the helmet hood design. That's a big move for me. Yeah, I like
over the helmet.
Yeah, because I like that little bit of extra warmth while I'm actually skiing, like with my helmet on. And I don't necessarily like wearing the hood of my shell jacket because it like limits my range of motion.
Oh, yeah.
and like my visibility. So yeah,
That's a
I like
great
wearing a
call-out.
fleece hood over my helmet, and
All
yeah,
right.
I think that would be a good feature for a Highliner Pro.
Overall, both of us were incredibly impressed by this product. You know, we both picked it up at first and we're like, this is really soft, light, and seems like it's gonna like not hold up to this massive trip we're going on. And yet it has both been something that we keep taking on adventure after adventure.
Yeah, I think besides the t-shirt, it was the layer I wore the most.
Absolutely, I love it, and I am so grateful for it, and I've seen nothing else on the market like it that can even compare in durability and also price.
Yeah, and I wear it at home all the time.
Yeah, it is a daily staple. I wear it gardening, I wear it to the office, I wear it hiking, I wear it
Yeah.
skiing, I wear it to wash my car, you know? Every scenario.
It's just a perfect pull it on and forget about it. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know down in the comments if you prefer the hooded version or the quarter zip.
And if you have any questions, be sure to reach out to a Gearhead. We're always here to help.
Till then, we'll see you out there.